Alright, this is going to be the first of the guides for the abnormality battles before Starve the City. These videos are probably going to evolve over time as I find a format that's better or best for me and the viewers, but for now let's get started. Queen B, I'm going to be running Eugen, Standard Eugen Brink deck, Dark Cloud Blade, Battle Ready, Mind Hauler, 2 Emma Blunt Singletons with Puppet Skeleton, Punch to Soul Plexus, and Concussion, and then Standard / Singleton Unstable Crying Children with Stigma Workshop Weaponry, Dark Cloud Blade, and Battle Ready. So, get into the fight. So, the Queen Bee is going to be using a bunch of defensive dice for the first 2 scenes, and also she's pretty resistant to everything, so we kind of just ignore her. For now, we're going to want to focus on killing all the worker bees, or at least as many as we can. Against Promote Growth, ideally we can use a card like Faint Memories to dodge it, or we can use something like Creek, which will just outroll it. Against Carry Larva, we mainly want to just deal with the second die because we don't want to get hit with spores. So a page like Crack of Dawn could work, but since we can't really redirect it, we will have to settle for a Trace of Fumes, which is fine. Procure Nutrients is honestly the least threatening page. It doesn't inflict any spores and the damage is also kind of weak, so we can mostly ignore. I will just use the Puppet Blockade just because I can, and then let us finish up here. Try and focus them down 1 at a time or 2 at a time, but it doesn't matter too much as long as you stay alive, basically. So that's good. Dodging, getting hit by like these isn't too threatening. The main thing that you want to avoid is getting inflicted with spores, because that can end up having a snowballing effect. But as you can see, that bee is pretty much dead. 1 more hit from anything will kill it as we go into scene 2. So Queen's gonna be doing the exact same thing. More bee attacks, so may as well just kill it with Overcome Crisis or something. These guys aren't using anything too threatening. Again, Faint Memories can clash into Promote Growth quite well. Repressed Flesh works into this one well as well because the defensive dice hosing on too. And here it doesn't really matter. Just gonna try and kill this bee as well. Actually, I want to draw pages. And for scene 3, you're gonna want to make sure that all of your guys are at least decently high light. For scene 3, which is where we're going to want to nuke down the queen because she goes into her special phase. But for now, we'll just kill these guys. And hopefully we can get emo ups. Yeah, it kills. So everyone's going to emo up here. Good, because it means everyone's going to be at full light. 3 of the bees are dead. Realistically, it doesn't matter too much. And so here, the queen will use some special pages, and her resistances change to fatal. Her stagger resistances, at least. And so we're going to want to stagger her, obviously. This one doesn't really matter too much, because once you kill the queen, the battle's finished. But if you have some extra light, it's probably fine to go and clash into it, but you're probably going to be using all of your light on the queen. Anyway, just like that. Wrath of Torment works really well here since it has 3 offensive dice. So, as you can see, the queen will stagger fairly quickly. I use Feathered Shield there to just absorb the defensive dice so I can maximize my damage. As you can see, on scene 3, you'll basically always stagger her, and usually get her down to like half or less than half health actually. And if you're lucky, you can maybe even kill her in one scene, but if not, it doesn't really matter since she'll be staggered. And yeah, so she'll basically be dead to burn. And so we can just put her here. And also, once the queen bee is below 20% health, is it? Yeah, it's on this one. It'll attack her with this special page. But it doesn't really matter too much, so, you know, just finish up. And that's the rest of the fight. After defeating Queen Bee, you'll get access to these abnormality pages. Spores is alright. It's similar to Ashes, as they give enemies debuffs when they hit your librarian, but swaps the chance to buff your librarian to just give bleed as well as burn. Worker Bee is good against bosses or receptions with only a few enemies, as the damage boost will be fairly relevant, but in more trash fights it won't be that great. Loyalty requires a bit of a build around, as you want the selected librarian to be taking a lot of damage, but if they have self-damage cards or high speed, you can make it work. The next video will be the Malkuth realization and should come out within a week or so. I'll see you soon, and as always, thank you for watching.